guys, my name is Danielle and I'm super excited to be doing another video for you guys today. If you guys haven't seen my videos or my channel before, I make Christian-based YouTube videos where I encourage young women to find meaning, self-love, empowerment, purpose, and freedom in their day-to-day lives. If you have seen my channel before and you do like my videos, you like the message that I'm trying to get out there, please do support me by hitting up the thumbs up button down below and subscribe if you are interested in more videos. With that being said, let's just get into this video. What is good, guys? So it's so good to be back with you all today. Today's video, as I'm sure you can see in the title, is going to be my testimony and my love story with God. And I like to call it my love story because I feel like that is something that we're always kind of seeking in this life, is love and acceptance. But what we don't realize is that love is freely given to us already. And I believe first we have to love ourselves before we can truly be willing to give that love wholeheartedly and authentically back to others. And so, yeah, I also want to point out that I realize I haven't made a lot of videos specifically for women thus far. I made a couple before I took a break from YouTube months back, and then when this pandemic happened, it kind of gave me the ability to get back into this. But then what I wanted some of my content to be about was helping everyone, especially during these difficult, hard times. And I kind of wanted to just make a couple of videos that just encouraged everyone through this tough season. But that's actually why you haven't seen a lot of videos specifically for women. But those will be coming soon, rest assured. But now I'm just going to share my testimony with you guys right now, and I'm going to kind of break this video down into 3 parts. I'm going to talk about what brought me to my faith and why I'm so passionate about it. I'm going to talk about why I continue to seek God, and then I'm going to talk about how God has changed me and what He's done for me personally. And so my story basically starts in childhood. I was raised as a Catholic pretty much my whole life. I went to Catholic school from 4th grade through high school. I helped with Bible school on Sunday. I led vacation Bible school camps during the summer. I also went on youth trips like Steubenville and Alive in You, and those were pretty fun. But throughout this time, I never really felt like my heart was all in, and like I certainly wasn't as passionate about my faith then as I am now. And so, fast forward to college, and it was, freshman year, and I had went through a breakup, and it was pretty difficult for me. It was I would say my first real breakup, and it definitely hurt quite a bit, and I was, at one point cheated on and kind of strung along in this relationship, and so that definitely wasn't a feel-good thing, and so, I kind of had to go through the stages of grief. But it was coming out of this breakup a time that I really began to discover God. I began to seek Him with my whole heart, and just kind of get to know more of who he is and who He said He was and stuff. And so I just began to read the Bible a lot more. I began to listen to sermons from all over the place, specifically on YouTube. I'd listen to Father Michael from Ascension Presents. I'd listen to Heather Lindsay. She's a Christian YouTuber. I'd also listen, who else did I listen to? Michael Todd. And they just really helped me get deeper into my faith, and also sort of tested my faith a lot in the sense of like discipline and just challenging me, all of these people challenging me to grow. I'd listen to more worship music. I really liked Write Your Story by Francesca something. I don't remember. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Jeremy Camp was a big one for me at the time, and Chris Tomlin. I love the song Nobody Loves Me. And so I would say just coming out of that breakup is when I really began to just seek God with everything, and he began to really like break those chains of rejection and the feeling of not being good enough and all that stuff. He began to free me from my hurt, past hurt and all that stuff, and he just really began to help me find peace. And through seeking him and finding freedom from all of these other burdens and afflictions, I sort of fell in love with God, and just everything about his character and everything he had done for me in my life. And through this seeking and whatnot, my heart began to change and my interests began to change. Before I had gone through that breakup, I wasn't really surrounding myself with the right people, and I would say I just wasn't in the best place, and I had a lot of growth to do, and there were things I shouldn't have been doing. And so just going through that breakup really just revealed a lot to me. And again, in seeking God, I began to see my heart change so much, and even to the point to where my interest in guys and the type of guys I would go out with began to change. And through this process, I have come to know Jesus even more and more through awesome people in my life, and continuing to seek and surround myself with wholesome faith community, and surround myself with people who are just as on fire for Jesus. It's helped me to grow so much. And also another thing that's helped me through this process, because I actually did go through another breakup after this about a year ago, and that definitely tested me a lot in many different ways, because I'd really cared about this person, and it was probably the most difficult season for me. And then on top of that, a billion other things happened that tested my faith. But all of these burdens led me closer and closer to Jesus, because I knew nothing else could fill the voids lingering within me. No one other person could do it for me. No one other person could bring me peace. No one other thing could bring me peace and hope and the love that I craved. I knew it had to come from God, and that's what he promises. And so that kind of leads me into why I continue to seek God, because he's the author of unconditional love and life, and his ways are always good. His promises and his promises are good, and he's just helped me in so many ways. And I think with so many of us, we have these needs and these desires that we long to be fulfilled, peace, love, acceptance, joy, and freedom. But we don't realize that we can't find those things in this world. It comes from a higher source, and I firmly believe it comes from Jesus. I don't believe humans, I don't believe a world this complex and beautiful and humans as dynamic as they are, were just created out of science. And that's just me personally. And I've seen God prove himself in so many ways in my own life personally. I've seen his presence manifest when I've truly sought him out. And that is ultimately why I continue to seek him. And that's why I'm so passionate about my faith, because these are things that we all desire to be fulfilled. We want freedom, we want joy and peace, and those are all things that God really promises. And so I just hope that encourages you, and just brings you some sense of hope. So let's see here. Moving into what God has done for me and how he's changed me in this process. It's been a journey for sure, as it is for everyone in this world. And the molding and shaping of our character and getting to know more of who he is also a journey. So what God has done for me personally is he's given me strength, an unexplainable strength, in all walks and seasons of life. He has given me joy in seasons when it just didn't make sense. And I just remember having moments where I'd feel complete joy, or I'd start tearing up because I'm feeling God's love. And there's no other place that would have come from than from God. It's a warming sensation on your heart. And yeah, it's just a really good feeling. He's given me freedom from past hurt, failures, and afflictions, which is huge, because there's so many things in this world that try to weigh us down and hold us back from fulfilling God's purpose and plan for our lives. And for him to be able to break those chains and release you from those strongholds is huge. But he has done that for me, and I believe he can do that for all of you as well. He's always given me what I need. He's renewed my hope and faith constantly. He continues to change my heart and make it to be more like his when I seek him. He's reminded me that I'm already chosen and accepted. And I feel like that's huge, because we are constantly trying to seek those things out in this world, but what we fail to realize is that those gifts are already freely given. They're given from God, and it's ultimately just up to us to believe and to trust, to have faith, and to receive, and so that we can just move forward in his good plans and purpose for our lives. And so this is personally just what God has done for me, and it's why I'm so passionate about my faith and sharing it with others, because I want other people to know more of his goodness, and just more of the blessings that can come to you guys in choosing to accept and just have some faith, because every decision we make in this life, every big decision we make requires faith. But God's love is always accessible, and his freedom and peace is always accessible. We just have to be willing to draw near. So you guys, that's my story. I really wanted to share it with you guys that may have not, that may have had questions regarding my faith and why I'm so willing to be vocal about it. And this just gives you more insight onto who I am as a person and why I am the way I am, why I feel it's my duty to preach the good news to you guys and share my passion with you guys. So I just hope you guys were encouraged by this video, and with that being said, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.
Write your story, write your story.